Hi, Paige.
Hi!
Morning.
I just went on the Butler audition.
Hello, Lauren.
Paige.
Say hi there.
That like
There's
highest
her
my
face.
chances by like 10,000.
Sure here.
Do you realize what a big deal that
I
is for me? My difference between point and flat is like this much.
It's okay. I used to be that way, and then your senior year it usually changes. Like for me, like my
Wait,
like
your difference changed?
like my point and flat is finally like matching up, but my flat used to be a lot higher than my point, but now it's like matching.
So you
up.
think that'll happen for me next
I
year?
think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But you have much nicer feet than me, and a lot
Our
of
word
other-
today is modulate.
Oh, I love you, Paige.
It's a verb. Means to pass from one state to another, especially in music.
Oh, not like state, like Florida.
No.
That's what I thought too.
No. Here's the sentence. The composer wrote a piece that modulated between minor and major keys.
I'm working on a piece like that.
Like,
That's just a funny way to word it.
yeah,
Yeah, that is.
like the minor state to the major state. Pass from one
Would you please
state
repeat
of
that
something.
definition?
Yes, to pass from one state to another, especially in music. The composer wrote a piece that modulated between minor and major keys.
So, even though it's
So-
to pass from one state to another, mainly music, it can be something else, like probably like mentally.
I was gonna give you another
Me?
example. Listen, this might help you. Let's say you're in the hospital and you're modulating between consciousness and unconsciousness.
Okay, I think I've heard it used in that way before.
Okay.
So it's a verb or an adjective?
It is a verb, because something you can do.
Okay.
And it starts with to pass. So it's a verb.
What were you saying, Marie?
Yes.
Oh, no,
I
I've
love
never
Scheherazade.
listened.
Have you seen the ballet?
No.
It's beautiful.
I mean, I've heard the name.
I will go home and
It's
look.
a Balanchine ballet.
Oh, you know what? Let me give you tomorrow's word, since tomorrow's a quiz. How will that work?
Thank you for saying that.
Oh, that would have been the first one this year.
Actually, no.
Oh, I've done that a few times.
I try.
Usually I do that like multiple
I've
times a
studied
year,
like
but
in
I
math
haven't
class.
so far.
Mrs. Breen, is
Yeah.
it alright if I take it on Monday? I won't be here
Is it alright what?
If I take it on Monday, so I won't be here tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck with that.
What's an antonym from motivate?
Thank
Can you
you.
like take pictures of the studios and stuff and send it to me?
Um,
I'm just so excited.
An
Okay.
antonym.
I have a friend
Courage.
that like a whole
And
other year.
an opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, an antonym, sorry.
How would
It's a
you like
synonym.
completely
Yeah.
change the level of
Unmotivated.
seriousness of like how much I want to
That's
go
it.
there?
Unmotivated, absolutely.
Alright.
Okay,
Yeah.
Paige. Way to put the pressure on me.
How do you spell drain?
Oh, I was just mad.
Deranged.
I'm not mad anymore.
R-A-N-G-E-D.
I didn't know if that was like two R's, but I thought it was one.
What's
I
the...
think it's one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Clearly we're getting off topic as usual.
Let's see.
Hi, Erin.
I'm gonna go ahead and do impute. I don't think we've done that one.
Tomorrow's Friday the 13th. So
Yep.
We're all gonna fail our quizzes.
No, don't say that, because tomorrow's my audition, and my mom was like, good things can happen on Friday the 13th.
Absolutely.
I have a friend who's
It's
like,
just a super
who has like a party on Friday the 13th. She's like, it's such a great day. I love Friday the 13th.
Okay.
She's really funny.
Look at it
And
this
she's
way.
like strict
Here's another
Christian.
way for you guys to look at
Really
Friday the
funny.
13th. It's special because it doesn't happen very often.
Mhm.
So
Ah,
maybe special things will happen. Okay, impute. It's another
Yeah,
verb.
or it could be like a movie Friday the 13th.
Nope, we're not going to think of it like that. It's tomorrow's my audition.
It means to blame, to ascribe. The CEO imputed the many typos in the letter to his lazy secretary. How nice of him. So to blame, to impute. You may have imputed your brother or sister for something at some time in your life, I'm sure.
So
Right.
how you would structure that sentence is you would impute
I imputed my brother for the broken vase.
or, okay.
So it should be, I impute so-and-so for.
I'm really
The
sore
CEO
today.
imputed the
Paige, are
many
you sore?
typos in the letter to his lazy secretary.
Oh.
So he blamed the many
Ohio.
typos on his secretary.
I would like half a pile.
Okay,
Sore together.
oh, thank you.
I'm so
Yeah, if you want me
sorry.
to,
It was really hard
if you want me to take your word of the day sheets when you're done, I will do that.
I'll just say the least.
Well, I think it was funny.
If you wanna keep it till tomorrow,
Oh, my
that's
sentences are
totally
fine.
fine. Oh, I see that, okay.
Mine aren't done.
Oh,
either.
mine aren't done
That's
this
fine.
page. It's okay.
That's
I
fine.
haven't done a single one.
No
There's
problem.
2 weeks.
I like to write them in my house so that I can sit down.
Good job.
Oh, I get them done like
Okay, so, yes, quiz tomorrow, word of the day sheet tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Just so you know, I will be, listen.
Sorry, I'm one of those creepy people who just like.
Today.
I'm just one of those creepy people who like sit in the corner and laugh at themselves. It's very
You're on tape, you know.
I know. Just I'm being honest.
Lauren is gonna use that against you.
Okay,
I'm sure she
a
will.
couple things. I'm gonna be sending home 2 pretty important emails. One pertaining to the fact that instead of doing makeup days, we're switching over to Edmodo, okay?
Oh, I
Just
still
to
need to do
explain
that.
to your parents that that's what we're doing, and, you know, there are quite a few parents in this school who have children in other school systems, so they may be familiar with e-learning, and they may have their, do any of you have siblings who do e-learning? You do, don't you, Matt?
No.
Northwest doesn't do e-learning?
Mm-mm.
Oh, but they will soon.
Yeah, they don't yet.
The Southwest is, okay. But anyway, I'm gonna be sending an email home explaining what we're doing. And you guys are all familiar with Edmodo anyway because of math. You know, Mrs. Faulkner's been doing that for a long time. Even at Southside, she did Edmodo. And then the second email I'm gonna be sending home is gonna give just a little bit more explanation about May term to your parents. Because we're, you know, we're kind of making that up as we go. Because we've never done it before either, so it's really up in the air. We're just kind of see where it takes us and where it goes. Thank you. Okay, so, but there were a couple students who had a couple questions, and I can give parents the dates, you know, the specific dates that it needs to be completed in, and just some basic information. I don't have a ton of information yet to give, but I can just kind of give them a heads up, okay? Yes, Mac?
What? Okay, so if we gave certain places like to the like on
Words.
if we put certain places down, but like they just like don't want that, are you gonna find your own your own, or are we just like not able to do
Oh,
it?
no. If, let's say, for example, in your situation, if the 2 schools you put down say they don't do that, or they may make you go through a background check,
Okay.
which, to be a volunteer in a public school, you usually have to do that anyway.
Mhm.
And they may make you pay a fee for that, I'm not sure, but I will communicate with you guys at all times
Okay.
what your person says, what your businesses say that you've listed. Like if I find out, Paige, that you won't be allowed to go into Carriage House, I will definitely let you know, and we will come up with a plan. And this is all a learning process for us as well, and we will definitely, you know, after this year, we will definitely know what businesses will welcome these kinds of opportunities and what businesses are like, it really doesn't work with our system, our business, or whatever our purpose. So, if the schools you listed don't work, we'll find a place that does. I mean, I happen to be married to a teacher in a public school, and that would be an interesting place for you to go and shadow, that's for sure. Marie?
I don't know that my therapist is very okay with it.
Great. Yes, it is. That's great. Good to know. Holly, you have your hand up?
I was just gonna say, if Carriage House doesn't work out, Vincent Village is always looking for volunteers, but you just have to go through like a training process and
they're
everything, and they're really great.
Vincent Village?
That's where my mom works.
Okay.
Write that down
Yeah.
there.
And also, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but there's a place called Aaron's House for Grieving Children. It's kids who have lost a parent or a sibling, Miss Savage used to volunteer there once a week. But that's also an option.
Is that EI or A?
It's ERIN, I think, yeah. But yeah, it's named after a little girl. It's a sad
How do you
situation.
spell Carriage House?
CARRIAGE.
Just making sure.
It's okay. But Fort Wayne has a lot of places like that that you can. Also, Paige,
There's Scan too.
Paige put Park Center.
Okay.
What'd you say, Holly?
Scan.
Yeah,
You could put down Scan.
Scan would be good. That stands for,
I have no idea.
I know, but the gist of it is
Like so-
abused and neglected children.
Yeah.
Scan. If you are if you feel that your calling is to help children of abuse or neglect, there is someplace in Fort Wayne that we can put you, because there are a lot of, Fort Wayne has become quite the medical hub,
Yeah.
and to be the second largest city in the state, we have a lot of really good powerhouses as far as hospitals and doctors go that we can try and put you with. We have several physical therapists as parents for such a small school,
Yeah.
so you can definitely, don't forget don't forget the obvious. Think about who you live with and what they do for a living, and also think about where you go. Like, who's your dentist, who's your doctor, who's your, whatever. Think about things like that are right there under your nose the whole time and you didn't think of it, you know what I mean? So, and you guys also have an advantage in that we're out so early that you can beat other people to this, So, I'm really excited about this opportunity for you guys. I think it's making connections for you also. I mean, you may go away, like, for example, I'm gonna use Paige as an example. She may go away to college, get her counseling degree, and then apply for a job at Park Center and get it because they remembered her from 4 years ago. Or a MAC, they may hire her at one of the elementaries in the Carroll district to be an elementary teacher because she made such a good impression on them when she interned there, So don't burn any bridges and don't, I take advantage of the opportunity. So anyway, today you have an Imaginarium. Erin's mom is coming with her little opera group. And we're gonna be in a studio that has the piano in it. Is that this one?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that they can use it.
We also need to, my mom doesn't want them facing the mirrors because they're not used to that, so
Right.
they'll be like fixing themselves.
Okay.
So sit under the bar.
Okay. All right. She'll be here at 11, I think, to start warming up
Yeah, I think that's right.
and getting in costume and all of that, so.
What time does it start at?
11:30. 11:30 to 12:20, so classes are just 5 minutes shorter today. Okay, so from what I could tell from yesterday, it sounded like
We
it
made a
was
lot of progress. Yeah, it was
productive,
good.
Time, yes, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's discuss 4 through 6 in part 2.
You'd be like, what the heck?
Who would like to start discussion?
Oops.
Anyone? It starts out with no greater events than these in the Longbourn family, the otherwise diversified by little beyond the walks to Meryton, sometimes dirty and sometimes cold, the January and February pass away.
Elizabeth goes and visits with her aunt, uncle, and Jane. And there kind of hears the rest of the story about the Bingleys. And her aunt has decided at least that Jane's kind of given up on the whole fact. So Jane seems to be happy, but I mean it's still a little bit frustrating and up in the air as far as what's really going on. But Mrs. Gardner offers to take Elizabeth on some adventure where they're going to go outdoorsing and stuff, and they're all excited. It'll be great.
Okay? Good, what else? Anything going on with Wickham? Paige?
He has kind of given up on Elizabeth because she's kind of stopped encouraging him as her aunt's advice. So he's found another young woman, and Elizabeth is kind of realizing that she doesn't have any sort of resentment towards her, and she thinks that if she was really in love with him in the first place, she would have had at least a little bit of resentment towards her, but she's really not. Like, there aren't any reciprocating like emotions because of the
Mm-hmm.
event.
Mm-hmm, very good. So she's kind of thinking, maybe I didn't really like him that much in the first place, right? And it was probably a good thing that they didn't, or definitely was a good thing that nothing, evolved between them. What else?
Elizabeth goes to visit Charlotte.
Okay, and how does that go?
I think it went well. I like Lizzie's like talk of like Mr. Collins because she hates him so much. And she's just like, she just doesn't like him, but she's like, she kind of softens herself towards him because he's supplying Charlotte with like a really good home,
Mm-hmm,
and she loves Charlotte.
okay. And what's the relationship between Charlotte and her husband, Mr. Collins? Is it a loving?
It's
She
kind
just
of
kind of
weird.
tries to ignore him.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like one of those things where, I don't know, since it wasn't necessarily an arranged marriage, but she just kind of said yes because he would provide her with nice things, so she just kind of, like,
They seem to each
Bye-bye.
do their own thing.
yeah.
And if he has to go away on business or whatever, she's kind of happy about it, and, it's a, I would agree with that, it's kind of an arrangement.
Yeah.
They've come to an understanding. It's not like a madly, passionately, can't live without you kind of relationship at all.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sad. But if both partners are happy with the way it is, I mean, which it kind of seems that way, right? Because Charlotte seems to think that he was her only opportunity or chance for marriage, right? And so she's just kind of made peace with it. And Lizzie is okay with the fact that he's providing Charlotte a good environment and good home, right? Okay, what else is happening?
They're all going over to dinner with Lady Catherine.
Mm-hmm. And what's she like?
I don't care for her very much.
I don't either.
She's very stuck up,
Mm-hmm.
smacks people a little bit, especially Lizzie.
Yeah, and who is she to be, you would think she was the queen or something, you know what I mean? Why is she so powerful in their lives?
She owns the land.
Yes, she owns almost everything, and do they feel that they have to have her approval?
I think so, yeah. Because if they don't have her approval, she could be like, oh, I'm gonna, send you into the street.
She has the power to make their lives miserable, right?
Yeah. It's all about control for her.
Mhm. So how did that dinner go?
She questioned Lizzie a lot, and it kind of made her a little angry about it because Lady Catherine was kind of criticizing how she was brought up and how Lizzie's mom brought the daughters up, and she was like, there's no room kind of for someone to judge on that subject because we're fine.
Mm-hmm. And you probably heard this before, your parents maybe even said it to you, that a child's behavior is often a reflection of parenting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so your parents may have said to you, now, when we go there, be on your best behavior, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't want them to think that you're wild children, right? Or that we didn't teach you
We
any
got that a
manners,
lot when we were
right?
little.
Yeah.
So, and not that the Bennett daughters are wild, or the two oldest ones aren't wild, so the younger ones can. But, because Lizzie is so outspoken, right? Lady Catherine finds that rather offensive and questions like, didn't your parents teach you better than that to not speak to me like that, Erin?
I feel like a lot of the fault, falls on the mother. I don't
Yes.
think anybody blames the dad, which is kind of, it's not weird given the time period, but it's weird for us today because
Sexist, yeah.
it's sometimes the dad is home even more than the mom is now,
Mhm.
just because that's how it works.
Mhm.
But back then, it's like, I feel like if they were boys, then they would blame the dad more because the dad's the example.
And I hate that phrase, boys will be boys,
Ugh.
because that's not true at all.
Not true.
I hate it.
Well,
I hate it when people
it's
say
like, why
that.
can't girls just be girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It just
When
gives
people
them
use that as an
justification
excuse,
for
it's
their
like,
behavior.
no.
Like, no.
They have control over their actions.
It's okay, he's a little boy, like, so I wasn't allowed to do that.
There are
Exactly.
parents that are in child watch that will say that, oh, it's okay, he's just a boy. I'm like, no,
No.
he's not a boy. You need to discipline him. The kids in Southwest are crazy. They're none of the parents discipline them. So they come into child watch and they like hit people, and have to write up incident reports, and it's just like why can't you discipline your child?
Mhm.
So it's not that hard.
I agree,
Ugh,
I
it's like-
agree. So, but I think you're right, Erin, that
Anyway.
the raising of the children, especially daughters, fell to the mother's responsibility, right?
Mhm.
And so the mother is often blamed for their misbehavior or their promiscuity or whatever they get into. It's the mother, it seems to be the mother's fault. And sometimes even the father back then would blame the mother. You control these girls, right?
Yeah.
Because he was busy at his job or whatever. So, anything else? I think that was pretty much it, 4, 5, and 6, wasn't it?
Mhm.
So how are you feeling about Pride and Prejudice? What's the general, we're about halfway through the book. Erin?
I'm kind of warming up to it. It's still kind of not a book I'd pick up on my own time.
Right, okay, Marie?
That's still too wordy for me, but I mean, I like the story still, I just think it's really slow.
Okay, yes, Erin?
Yeah, I was kind of intimidated by Jane Austen, and so I originally didn't want to read it, but, it's just slow, I really like the story and I really like the character development, but, I just feel like the whole volume 1 was
Yes. I feel, I think it's a delightful storyline,
Yeah.
but I have to share this with you. Yesterday, we finished Julius Caesar in another class, and Shakespeare, there were deaths like